social media followers. It is I, Kiwani Murray, with hubby, Mr. Jeff Murray, and we're here tonight to do our muscle, oh Lord, our mouth muscle with Team Murray. And we have been absent for a couple of weeks, babe. We were absent for a couple of weeks. And that's partly because I was out of town and we were traveling and we were going through some things. Physically, we're feeling better today. We weren't feeling so well recently, but we're feeling better today. So we decided to do our mouth muscle. And to be honest, we didn't really have a topic for today, so we kind of just winging it. We're gonna do like an open forum. Why are you looking like that? You ain't want to do open forum? I felt like maybe we could discuss us. We could talk about some things. I do have a question though. I do have some questions. So I was having a conversation earlier today with my girlfriends, and we were talking about just what it is that we desire to do with our lives, what it is that we want to give back to society, or to, when we leave here, what legacy are we leaving? What will we have done that people will remember us for? And it is just crazy that there are a lot of people our age that really don't know what they purpose to do. So we were kind of throwing around some stuff, sharing some ideas about what it is that we would like to do. I mentioned to them that you and I had discussed your desire to open a crematory and an all-boys school and just some other things, and how at this point in my life I'm really just the investor type. I'm really not, I don't really want to work hard. I just kind of want to invest and have residual income, I guess. So tell me a little bit about you. What it is that when you leave here, what's your legacy? What is it that we want to give to people? Like, we come in contact with people every day, and you work in the school system, I work in social services, and we come in contact with folks so much so that we should be leaving some kind of impact on people. We should be, when people walk away from us, or when they're done dealing with us, they should walk away feeling better or feeling like they've gained something. What would you say is your purpose? Like, what is it that you hope to leave as a legacy for when Jeff Murray is no longer here? What is it that you want people to remember about you? What is it that you want people to feel about you? Give us a little bit about that. If you had to say you had a purpose, what would you say your purpose was? Explain all of that if you can.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
You don't know?
I think at the age where I am, I'm still figuring it out. I just try to live every day with a purpose, and that's, to help somebody else out as best as I can. I mean, there's dreams and goals and ambitions. I have one goal, I'm embarking upon it, finishing my doctorate degree. Another goal that I'm trying to embark upon is getting me a bigger car. It ain't nothing. So I don't know, I just know I don't want to be a burden to nobody. I don't want to be a bother to nobody. I just want to be, as much of a blessing as I can to some people as I travel, and try to help make a difference in people's lives as best as I can.
So I heard people say that because so many of us, we all kind of have that want to be a blessing to somebody, want to pay it forward. That's just human nature when you're a good person. I mean, or just that should be, the nature of living, to be a blessing to somebody. But there's some people who live and they just every day wake up with purpose. Like they just know that today my purpose is to do A, B, and C, or they live striving for this purpose. And some people never have it. Some people never know what their purpose is or what their, like, so should we just get up every day and put one foot in front of the other, or should we be striving for something? Should we have all of these, for example, we have all of these like social media influencers now. There's so many different podcasts that you can listen to on different topics. There's so many different YouTube channels that you can listen to on so many different topics. And you would think the purpose of these things is to help somebody along the way, to give them some information they may not have had previously, or to pour into them so that they can grow their finances or their physical body, because a lot of people have workout channels now. Just purpose, like
those are people that, and I don't criticize nobody for it. They're trying to find a niche.
Mhm.
But the way the world is today, and with the constant shifting and changing, deregulation and regulation, budgets, it's hard to really settle in on a set, and that's not to say you can't do it, but it's a little challenging to lock in on one purpose, because most of the time that purpose is going to lead to trying to live a better quality of life, and better quality of life is always centered around resources and money. So you can say today, like you mentioned, me wanting a crematory. That's still something that I desire. But nowadays, that thing has become so competitive. Till if I did do it, it'll be on, I have to change and add something to it. So it's always going to be something else that I have to add to it. So it's always going to be something that's constantly evolving.
Okay, when you say add to it, you mean your crematory would have to provide a service that other people's crematory didn't, because you want to make yours more appealing.
Well, I wanted to be relative, and I want to go in business. It was like that episode of Martin, when they opened up the restaurant and Cole messed up the coupons. And so as soon as he opened up, he was out of business. I don't want to go in business just to be out of business. I want to go in it, to leave a legacy. And sometimes some of the legacies, everybody can't be a captain.
Right.
You got to have some lieutenants. Maybe my legacy is to be the best lieutenant there ever is and was, and to help somebody else with their legacy and their dream. Everybody can't be a business owner, because some people don't know how to handle allowances. People always come here and say, let me borrow, a couple of dollars, and I give that to you on Friday. But Friday never comes. So I can't do business with people like you, because you're that's the type of person that's going to drive you out of business. So, and then maybe the job is to tell that person, no, you can't borrow the money, you need to go make the money. And show them how to go get it. So everybody is not meant to be the captain. You got to have some lieutenants in life.
I agree. Now, I've heard it said lots of times that to know what your purpose to do, you have to look inside yourself, find the thing that you love doing the most, and monetize it. Like, purpose usually is directly related to what you're passionate about or what you love doing. Would you say that was true, or is there truth to that?
It depends. Again, if the person has a captain mentality or lieutenant mentality. Nowadays, back growing up, video games was not an issue. But somebody cornered the market, and now everybody got a PlayStation, except for me. And they're playing video games because somebody else's dream. So that's all they're going to do is play somebody else's dream. So it depends, if it's in you, it's going to come out of you. If it's not there, you can't put it there.
So it's okay to not be the captain if you're comfortable and you feel like your best you is a lieutenant.
There's 5 players on the basketball team since we're coming into the. You
Okay.
got the shoot, the point guard.
Mhm.
That's what I call the floor general. He's the one that's setting up the plays. You got the shooting guard.
Mhm.
He takes the shots or he creates shots for himself. You got the small forward, which can also be the shooting guard. You got the power forward, and you got the center. Everybody on them have a lane or a job to do. Everybody can't be the point guard. Everybody can't be the center. Everybody on the floor can't be the coach. You have to find what you do and do best on that floor and be the best at what you can do. I love Dennis Rodman. He's with the Detroit Pistons. Lost his mind. But Dennis Rodman became the best defender and rebounder, and most people don't know he was drafted by Detroit as an offensive person. He was an offensive threat, but he came into his own becoming a defender and a rebounder, and that's what made him, so relative in the NBA. You got to find out what your mission is, and then just work on it and become the best at it. And it may be to help somebody else with their dream and their ambition. Dr. Martin Luther King loved him. He was a great drum major for peace. But Ralph Abernathy wouldn't be there if it weren't for Dr. King. So he became his lieutenant. Reverend Al, talking about big Reverend Al, not the little one. He followed the footsteps of Dr. King because Dr. King laid that foundation. He was Dr. King, Jesse Jackson was one of Dr. King's lieutenants. They wasn't all trying to be the centerpiece, but when the time came, they became a focal point. So all I'm saying is be the best lieutenant you can and help blossom and sometimes help somebody else carry their torch and make their business a little bit better. If it's not in you. If it's in you, then go after it. Be the best. Be the best business owner, web designer, YouTube channel, whatever it is. If it's in you, it's gonna come out.
Okay, so what do we tell a person? Because, like I said, in our discussion, a lot of it was not knowing, unaware of what direction to go, or understanding. Like, you have, for example, a person may know that they have a talent or that they're capable of doing something, but they really don't know if that's what their purpose to do. Some people have lots of talents. Some people are capable of doing lots of things. They just don't know what they were purposed to do. Like, some people just don't have a clue. What would you tell a person who they know that they can shoot basketball, since you used the basketball as your example leading into it, and you gave each person on the team, on the court, they had a position or a lane to stay in. What if you just know that I'm good at shooting this ball, or like I'm on the court and I kind of can be all over the place, and I can make some shots, and I can defend some people, and I can run real fast, and I have the endurance to do it, but I just don't know if I fit on this team. I don't know what my position would be on the team. How do we help people determine what direction to go to find their purpose, or to find what it is that they should be doing?
I once was told or heard someone say, when you wake up every day and say, this is what I got to do, and if you can't shake it, then you'll start going after it and make it happen. If you want to be a great basketball player or a great football player, you would get up every day with the mindset, I'm going to do something today to help fine tune my craft. I might run an extra mile today. I'm go to the park and shoot with my left hand today, so I get my left hand stronger than my right. I'm gonna do something every day to make myself better at whatever it is. If it's being a cook, I'm gonna get a cookbook today, and I'm gonna go buy something else that I ain't cooked and try to get in there because I want to be I'm gonna go to school, culinary school, learn how to do. I'm gonna do something to make my craft better today. So I mean, that's if it's something that's in you, it's gonna come out of you.
What if you don't know what your craft is? Like, let me just use me for an example. Okay, I worked in social services for all of those many years, and I enjoyed working in social services. I am now retired and have not worked in social services for almost 2 years. And I'm at a place where I feel like I am wasting time. Like some days I get up and I do absolutely nothing, and I'm okay with doing nothing. But
Right.
then at the at the end of the day, I find myself saying, "Now, Kiwana, you just wasted 18 hours. You could have been doing something, but I don't know what the something is. I know I want to make more money. I know I want to invest in something. I know I want to. I have these things that I enjoy doing, that, but I don't. I look at them as hobbies. I don't consider them things that I'm very passionate about enough to say that's my purpose. That I'm purpose driven to do it. But when I say I want to walk in my purpose, I don't want to be wasteful in my time. I feel like God has blessed me with another day, and if I did nothing with it, then sometimes at the end of the day, I may feel as if I've wasted a day that God so graciously blessed me with, when I know there was something He purposed for me to do. So now, in those instances, what would you tell me? Like, what would you suggest to a person who just really does not know which direction, like what to do?
Spend time in prayer, because some stuff is only gonna come by prayer and fasting.
Mhm.
You gotta fast. You gotta be serious about it and intentional about it.
Mhm.
Pray and fast, and then you have to get out there and, Bishop Curry said this once, it was so funny. He said he wanted a job, and he said he just opened up the Bible, and it says he thought God had put a whole book, in the Bible about jobs. So he said, God is the bomb. He gave me a book. So you have to get up, be intentional, go and apply, go and seek. I can sit here all day long and say, I want to make more money. I want to do this, and that's what I really want to do. But have you went out there and knocked on some trees, looked at some buildings? I've done that type of work when it comes to this crematory. I've talked to some possible investors to see what we can do. But you have to show the interest. You can't expect other people to show more interest in you if you ain't showing no interest. You got to give them some direction. This is where we're going, this is what I want. And when it's a part of you, it'll come out. You'll start doing it little bit by little bit every day, adding here, adding there. Like I said, when I went to school, I had no intention on getting no degree in education. I really didn't. I just did. But now that I'm on the doorstep, Cash App is Jay Murray. If you just want to send me an early gift, I don't even know what my Cash App is. I'm just joking. But now that I'm there, I have to be more intentional. What am I going to do with this degree? I'm not just going to get it just to hang on the wall and say I got another degree. I want to do something more intentional. So I'm doing some fundamental groundwork to see if this is something I can really attempt to do. And then once I start doing my part, people will see it, they'll take interest in it. And then they'll want to join in. But you have to do your part. You can't, people just can't say, this is a sad piece right here. When my mama died, the doctor said, it's up to her and her God. She has to show us that she wants to live. We can do all we can. We done did it, but the rest is left up to her and her God, what she wants to do. So she wanted to go home, so we let her go home. You have to show people what you want. Don't ask people,
But what if the person doesn't know what they want? That's
You
my
just say
question.
you want to make money. So,
I mean, yeah, I want to make money, but I'm saying, make money doing what?
Right now, the only way you can make money, you got to get somewhere where you can save money and invest some money.
Okay.
So let me go out here and grab a little meaningless job. It's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's true, but this just my way of thinking. Since I'm retired, let me go grab me a little receptionist job at the hospital and take that money, because it's money unaccounted for, put it to the side with the intentions on, I'm going to invest in rental schools. I don't know. Shoes. I don't know. But while I'm saving the money over here, because it's going to cost you money to make money.
Right.
So while I'm building a little nest egg over here, if I have to pay for an attorney to get some stuff copywritten, or pay for somebody help with the business plan, or pay for stuff to get patent. I got that stuff out because that's some of that backdoor fundamental stuff that we don't see. That people just think people just jump into business today. No, that money is right there. Or if I get with, your brother and them and y'all decide to flip a piece of property, you gotta have something to bring to the table in order to take from the table. So if I bring 15,000 to the table and we all put the money in, I can take away my piece plus another 5,000 or 6,000. So now you making money. And then before you know it, your whole intention may switch over to being an investor for real estate.
Okay.
So you ain't got to, so it depends on, what you want to do. Everybody, and believe it or not, everybody's trying to switch over to real estate because that's the easiest, quickest.
It ain't easy.
Well, when I say easy, in terms of here's 10,000, sign the papers. Okay, we're gonna sell it, flip it, get our money back. That's what makes it look easy, without knowing a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Okay.
So that's what that's so far the easiest thing.
Well, I just feel like there's so.
But it's hard to corner it because this world, this economy, it just keeps and so you don't know where to go. You don't know who would ever thought Disney would be in trouble because they taking a stance that they did. And I'm pretty sure some of their stock has went up and down because of the situation that they're going through with that man up in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I just believe that there are lots of people who just have the desire to be doing more, but they really don't know which direction. And a lot of it too is faith. How much faith do you have? Are you willing to, like you said, it would mean that we have to be doing something. Do I have enough faith to say, I'm gonna go out here and, like for me, I'm retired, so I'm not walking away from anything for me to go out and say, I would like to try my hand at this and that. But for those people who are still working people, who have a job that they have to report to because that job pays the bills that they now have, for them to actually have the time and money to invest in or to try their hand at what they may desire to do at another time means they got to be willing to say, I got enough faith to walk away from this, or I have enough faith that I'm going to invest in this and it's going to bring something back to me, or it's going to manifest into what I'm purposed to do or what I would desire to do. So a lot of it is faith too, like when you just really don't know and you're afraid to walk away from what is comfortable to try your hand at what you desire or what you feel is your purpose, then that could be a hold up too. A lot of people just don't know. They're like in this standstill because they don't know. I don't know if that's my purpose to leave this job and go do that over there. I don't know if it's my purpose
Faith takes risk. And I was listening. I don't want your people thinking I was ignoring. I got my iPad here because I'm always trying to find a Bible verse. And Isaiah said in his prophecy, in the Message translation, he said, his creator of all you can see or imagine. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't get tired out. Doesn't pause to catch his breath. He knows everything inside and out. He energizes those who get tired, give fresh strength to dropouts. For even young people tire and drop out. Young folk in their prime stumble and fall. But those who wait upon God get fresh strength. They spread their wings and soar like eagles. They run and don't get tired. They walk and don't lag behind. That's from the Message translation. In other words, while you're waiting on God to give you direction, if you're seeking God for direction, Bishop Curry preached a sermon and he was saying this, waiting time is not wasted time. So while you're waiting, that means you're serving. If you go to a restaurant, he gave this wonderful analogy of a waiter that comes to serve you. So while you're waiting, you're serving God's people by doing different things, serving in the church, serving in the community. And sometimes out of your service to other people, it may help you develop something that you want to do and you're passionate about doing. And then sometimes you'll run into people that can help you to get to where it is. But if you stay within the box, I know I preached this sermon a long time ago about the Muller's elbow noodles. In order for the noodle to do what the noodle needs to do when you're trying to make macaroni and cheese, you gotta take that noodle out the box and pour it in some hot water and stir it. And when you finish stirring it, you take it and you put it in the pan and you do everything you got. But the point is, in order for that noodle to expand and rise, you have to take it out the box. The box had become a comfortable place for the, you get that box out that noodle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it became more fruitful, and it did more because it expanded more. Many of us stay in this box because we're afraid to get out of the box to do anything new and different. So that becomes our way of life. That becomes what we do, and that becomes what we know. And before you know it, yeah, we done died, moved off the scene, but we never got out the box.
Okay, so in other words, some people never reach their full potential or never find purpose because they refuse to move. They refuse to come out of the box.
It could be. It depends on the person. As I said, everybody is not a captain.
Okay, I get it.
Everybody's not a praise and worship leader.
I get it.
Everybody. But you got choir members and you got congregational people. Everybody is not meant to lead, but everybody is meant to do something. So if I can't, I'm not a cook. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a cook. I can try to cook, but my strength may be going to the store to buy the groceries to cook, or come and helping unpack the groceries when you done bought the groceries to be cooked, to put the food up. Because everybody can't do everything. And then again, maybe I could do it all, but sometimes you just share the responsibilities with the rest of the team.
So I think it's important then that we make sure that people understand that no matter where they are in life, they play an important role. And until the next role becomes available, don't feel like you're insignificant in that role where you are. Your purpose may be right where you are. You just got to be your best self right there
You can't
until it's time for you to move to the next level.
You can't feel like that. I mean, like I said, I went through a season where I was like that for a couple of weeks ago, where I just felt like the bottom, and I told you about it. The bottom had just dropped out, and it was just, wow.
Right, but when it comes to our purpose, I don't want people to feel like they're insignificant because they may not be a captain, as you say. It's okay to be the lieutenant. It's okay, whatever your lot is in life at that moment. If you're being your best self at that moment.
The hymn writer says, "Whatever my lot is, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." Whatever God has for me is going to be for me.
Right.
And I just have to learn to do a couple of things. Be patient, continue to show up every day, and be faithful. And he'll open up the doors, but I have to do my part. I can't keep sitting in here in my room at the computer telling myself I'm on the job, but I never go to nobody's interview. I never dress up. I never put no applications in. I have to do my part and let him work out the rest. He's my daddy. I'm his son. Parents take care of their kids. I tell my kids this all the time: as long as your heart is right towards God, He gonna work out everything every time.
Okay, so there you heard it from Mr. Murray. We're talking about purpose and how do you go about discovering your purpose. What is it that we should be doing while we're in the meantime? And the purpose of these videos is to just drop little nuggets so that people will So a lot of times we're afraid to have conversations, necessary conversations about basic life things that people are going through so much, and we're afraid to have tough conversations. So we want to have these conversations so that you all will know that we are here, open to discussing whatever it is that you would like to discuss. We are taking questions from people who would like to um, get our feedback on any particular thing. Don't be afraid. If you do not know what your purpose is at this point in your life, it's okay, because as long as you're being your best self today and you are continuing to serve, your service could be, people hear the word serve and they just assume we mean in church. But no, you're serving people every day. You're serving people just in your interaction with them in the store, in the bank, at the job. So as long as you're doing your best, you putting your best foot forward, as long as you are making an effort to um, pay it forward or to be a blessing, then you're serving and you're walking in purpose until whatever the day that you decide, okay, I've got it. I know what my purpose is in this life. You know, a lot of people just don't, they feel like if they're not doing something important, then they're not serving a purpose. It doesn't have to be on a grand scale. You don't have to be an influencer to have purpose. You don't have to be an entertainer to have purpose. You don't have to be a top-notch lawyer at the firm to have purpose. You don't have to be the doctor performing heart surgery to have a purpose. Purpose is about your ability to be a blessing to other people, to serve. And that's what we would like to share with you guys. We want you to know that it's important that you love you and be your best you. And from me and Mr. Murray, we are here for you. We love you guys. And this has been our Mouth Muscle with Team Murray for today. And we will see you all next week.
I'm about to sneeze.